Hi friends, it's Mrs. McCarver and it's time for today's science lesson. Yesterday we did some experimenting with our top and I asked you to send me a video describing how your top was moving. So let's talk about some of the words you used to describe the motion. Some people said their top moved in a line. It went across the table or the floor in a line. Some people said their top moved in a zigzag. Look at this line. Over here, when we said in a line, it was straight in one direction. When we said zigzag, it kind of went back and forth a little bit. Another word I heard someone use was around and around. Their top was spinning around and around like that. I noticed mine doing that when I used those special marker tops. Look at the drawing it made. I can tell that it was moving around and around by the circles it drew. Other words some people used were back and forth, like their top went one way and then it went the other way and back the first way. So let's move in some of these ways. Can you stand up? I'm going to stand up too. Okay, so the first word we talked about was in a line. So can you stand up and move in a line? Just a straight line. Very good. All right, how about a zigzag? So that means you're kind of going back and forth, zigzagging. Can you try it? Zigzag, back and forth. We can do it with our hand too. Zigzag, back and forth. Kind of like a snake might move, right? All right, what was the next type of motion we talked about? Around and around. Remember, our top was spinning. Can you stand up and spin around and around? Okay, now stop. Go the other way. That's right, you're moving around and around. And lastly, we talked about back and forth. So this time we're going to move in a line, but we're going to go back and forth. Ready? Start on one side. Go one way. Oh, now go back the other way. Oh, go back. This is back and forth. That's right. These are all motion words that describe how our top moved and how we can move too. Can you think of something that moves in a zigzag? I'm thinking of an alligator. When an alligator runs really fast, it kind of moves in a zigzag pattern. What about some time or something that you might move around and around? Can you think of a time you would do that or of something else that moves like that? I'm thinking about something that moves around and around. At my house, we have a record player. That's something you used to play music on. You put a record on it, and it spins around and around. What's something that might move in a line? Have you ever had to wait in a line? Sometimes the line moves. You go forward, forward, forward in a line. What about back and forth? Can you think of something that moves back and forth? I'm thinking of maybe you have a big clock at your house, like in Hickory Dickory Dock. Remember? And it was a grandfather clock, and the pendulum moved back and forth. It was swinging. Or maybe you've been on a swing at a playground and you move back and forth. Those are all examples of these motion words. So yesterday and today we talked about the motion of our top. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the motion of something else from our science bag.